Hello. Right, so bit of a different vlog today. It's going to be a solo day with me. I'm going to be doing some cooking and some baking, I think. As you know, if you've seen the last video, I'm currently not working. I'm waiting to start a new job in a couple of weeks. I'm climbing the walls. I've got the house to myself. Paris is working till 3, and I've been trying to think of something to do. So I'm going to go and get some food shopping done. I think I'm going to make a lasagna. And I'm going to do some baking. I want to make a lemon cake. I'm not really a big baker, to be honest. I prefer cooking. If you don't already follow me, head over to Instagram and follow Scram with Dan. That's my personal cooking Instagram page, where I upload like different meals and stuff that I like to make in spare time. Any meals that me and Paris have for tea. So go and follow me over on that thing. I'll put the link in the description below. So yeah, I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to get the ingredients that I need to make the lemon cake and the lasagna, and I'll do my best to film as much of the preparation of cooking it as I can. I'm not going to take the camera to Aldi with me because yeah, I'm not filming in public on my own. I need Paris with me for that, for a confidence boost. It's bad enough just doing it in the house here. She doesn't even know that I'm doing this, so when she gets back home she'll be surprised. But yeah, I'll see you when I get back from Aldi. Right, so I've just realised on the other clip that I didn't do the full intro that Paris normally does. I'll be honest, this isn't going to be the same vlog that Paris normally does. So yeah, you won't be getting that spiel off me. But I'm just in the process of making a shopping list, which I'll show you in a minute. However, I'm just making some breakfast. It's currently 20 past, I'm out of breath because I just run upstairs. 20 past 10, so I'm going to make some breakfast. I'm going to have a quick omelette with some cheese in. I'll show you a video of it once it's made. I'm not filming me cooking this. I'm going to make a list, go and get the shopping, and then get started on the cooking. So I'll be back with it in a minute when the omelette's made. Right, so omelette is made. I do like them quite pale. I don't like them when they're all like brown and charred on the bottom. So it's got the cheese in and it's melted. That's keeping warm. So I'm just going to make a quick coffee. Don't know if anyone's interested in seeing how I make one of these, but I'll do my best to show you as quickly as I can. So yeah, this coffee machine's my life, to be honest with you. It's got milk frother and everything. You can personalise your drinks for different people, and yeah. Right, so let me try and show you one-handed. I really need to get the tripod set up, which I will do later on when I'm cooking. Sorry, just preheat this thing. Turn it off. Oh, this is actually more difficult than I thought it would be with one hand. That's just a guard because it saves spilling everywhere. Very noisy. Fortunately, Paris manages to sleep through it. We're in the room directly above the kitchen, so when I'm up early morning for work, she has to deal with it. But I don't think she hears it too badly, to be honest. Right, let me see if I can prop yours up so I can tamp this. Right, I'll be back with you in a second. Right, we're back. So I forgot that we bought a brand new little tripod here, so. Yeah, so I'm just flattening this down. I've got this little press that I put on the top. It's like a weighted thing, and I just give it a twist. It levels it out. I'll show you now. Just tap that down. The milk's done. You can make iced coffees with this as well. You just take out the milk frother equation. But there's the, I don't know how well that's showing for you. Coffee all pressed. The machine's just, the milk frother's just purging itself. It gets any leftover milk out of the system. Just put that under there. There we go. Right, I'm going to attempt to show you some terrible latte art, something I just can't do. I've done it a couple of times, but in the time I've had the machine, I think I got it in November, it's very hard to do. The professionals make it look easy. Right, I'll be back with you in a second. I'll show you how to do it, or how not to do it. Right, so first we've got our steaming milk. There's not a lot of milk in this. I don't like a really milky coffee, but so I'll try and show you my best. The best I can do. Probably can do better, but I'll try and be best. There we go. But a little tip, hang on. If you just stir it, it puts like a marbling effect on the top, which kind of makes up the terrible. There we go. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy this with my omelette, and then I'm going shopping. Right, so the omelette is done. I've just topped it with some chives. I will cut it open and I'll show you the inside if you're interested. You can see all the cheese and stuff there. So I'm going to enjoy this with my coffee, and then I'll be back with you after shopping. I've said this about 3 times and I've come back, haven't I? Never mind, right, see you shortly. So I'm just doing the ingredients list. I told you I'd be back with you, didn't I, before I went shopping. So I'm just doing the ingredients list for the lemon drizzle cake, and then I will write down what I need for the lasagna. We have already got some caster sugar in, but I need 310 grams. So if I can get away with just using what we've got in, then I'll do that. So I'm just measuring it out before I head off to the shops. So let's see, 300, that's a lot of sugar, that, isn't it? Jeez. I think we'll get away with that. There's no point in buying another sugar just for the sake of 5 grams. That'll do us, winner. I'm just doing the list, and the sun's come out. Well, as soon as I press record it went in, but never mind. Good old British summer. So you can tell who's the teacher, can't you, and who isn't. Look at the state of that writing. But ingredients list is done. There's a few bits that we need, quite good in the sense that we've got. Oh, we've already got some more caster sugar there, so that's okay. We've got most of the stuff in that I need to do this. I was going to Aldi originally, but I'm going to have to go to Tesco because I need a loaf tin. The only tin I've got is this. And I'll be honest, I think for the recipe that we're making, I'm going to need more than that. Sorry, the recipe doesn't allow for that much, and I know I could increase it or decrease it to make it fit, but truth be told, I can't be bothered. So I'm going to head down to Tesco, get what I need, get back, get the tripod set up, and somehow try and film as much of this as I can. It's not a cooking show, so I'm not going to be able to, and I've only got one pair of hands, so I'm not going to be able to show you everything, but I'll do my best to show you what I'm doing. Right, I'm definitely going to Tesco now, so I'll see you when I'm back. So first up is B&M. I decided to pop here and just see if I can pick up a couple of the bits that I need, especially the loaf tin, probably be a bit cheaper in B&M, and maybe some of the mixed herbs and stuff and other spices that I need, and then I'm going to head over to Tesco. Right, so B&M was a complete and utter fail. They didn't have anything in there they needed. They couldn't find greaseproof paper, couldn't find loaf tins. I ended up picking up some Lee & Perrins, which isn't even on my list, so I put it back, put the basket back and walked out. So I'm off to Tesco. Let's hope it's a bit more successful, otherwise I won't be baking anything in this video. Right, onwards. Right, let's see if we can get all these ingredients and get this cooking video on the go, eh? I'll tell you what, I'm looking around before I pull this camera out, and I'm only sat in the car. This is what I could do with Paris here. She doesn't give a... I was going to swear then. She's not bothered. But right, I'm going in. Wish me luck. Right, so I'm home. Got everything I needed in Tesco. Got a loaf tin, which is ideal. Only £2 odd. It'll come in handy for this. I bought these liners so that they can sit inside, so it doesn't all stick. I needed 1 carrot, but I've got a bag because it can come in multi-use. Don't need the hot sauce, but this stuff is incredible, by the way. It's only like 65p. If you can find it, it's down like one of the World Food aisles in Tesco, and it's fantastic, but obviously we don't need that today. I got the milk for the bechamel sauce, got olive oil. By the way, how expensive is olive oil? It's an absolute joke. That is about £3 odd just for that. There was some there that was like 15 quid. I was like, jeez. Sheets of pasta, celery for the base of the ragu sauce, or whatever you want to call it, bolognese sauce. I got nutmeg for the bechamel, herbs, another tin of tomatoes to go with them ones, beef stock, also a rip-off, parmesan. Could fly to bloody Italy and get some real stuff for the price of that. It's ridiculous. Forgot eggs, so we had to go to the Spar shop near us on the way home. More flour for the bechamel, unsalted butter for the loaf cake, garlic, lemon, and I got a reduced 34p garlic bread to go with the lasagna, should we feel like it. So that's it. I'm gonna get some organisation going on and try and set up the tripod and get some kind of system going to film what I'm cooking. What follows from here could be all over the place, so I do apologise. I've never vlogged on my own before, as you know, and I've certainly never tried to do cooking videos. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to get some organisation going on here, get the tripod, get it set up, and I think we will start with the loaf cake first, and then I can leave that to rest and get the lasagna started. These sheets do say that they don't need soaking, but the last time I made the lasagna, these sheets are bone dry. I made the lasagna, and when we cut into it, it was quite chewy. Now, maybe I hadn't cooked it for long enough, but I think I'm going to soak these in some water for 5 minutes prior to layering it up, but I'll show you that as we get on. Right, I'm going to get this packed away. Right, so I've got most of my stuff set up ready to go. I'm not going to bore you in weighing out all the ingredients and stuff. I'm going to get them weighed out, and then I'm going to show you the process following that. We're going with Mary Berry's lemon cake. So, Mary, if this is crap, pardon the language, then you need to find a new job because you're not doing Bake Off anymore. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to get some of this stuff weighed out, and then I'll be back with you once we're off and running. Right, so in here I've got 175 grams of self-raising flour and 175 grams of caster sugar. Now, top tip, I'm no professional, but you should, according to the ingredients, I need to mix the 3 eggs up with the flour and the sugar. Now, you never crack your egg straight into the mixture, because if you've got a bad egg, it ruins everything that you've put in. So, and I don't have enough caster sugar or flour. So, I'm going to crack the eggs into this bowl, make sure that they're fit for use, tip them in, beat them up, and then we will see where we go from there. I've actually got the tripod block in the microwave, and I need 175 grams of softened unsalted butter, so I'm going to have to move you guys out the way. But let me get these eggs cracked anyway. You can stay with me while I do that if you want. A lot of people like baking, they find it relaxing. I find it stressful. I would much rather be making the lasagna now rather than doing this, but I like to give myself more work to do. I like the results of baking once it's done. You know, I enjoy eating it, but the making of it, there's too much measuring and weighing and all this stuff. So there's the 3 eggs done. Let's just follow. I am following the ingredients because I've never made this before. 3 eggs, 175 grams of flour, yes, 175 grams of sugar. Preheat the oven, I'll do that in a minute. Beat eggs, flour, caster sugar, and butter, baking powder, and lemon zest until smooth. Right, so I've got to zest this lemon. I've got to melt this butter. Well, not melt it, but it's pretty hard at the minute. It needs to be softened. So I'll do that, and then I'll be back with you. Right, so butter has been softened to the point where it's almost melted, but it should be okay. I've got to zest 1 lemon into this mixture, then add the eggs in. So you can stay with me while I do that. Let us know in the comments if any of you guys like baking. Like I say, I prefer more cooking than baking. I mean, you could argue that the two are the same, but they're not. They're not. Or let us know in the comments what your favourite dessert is. I mean, I do like anything with lemon in. I like a lemon cheesecake. I do like lemon drizzle cake. Again, it's something I've never made before. Cheesecake's one of my favourite desserts, so if I'm ever out, it's very rare I order a pudding if we go to a restaurant, but usually if we do, it's a cheesecake of sorts. I like a creme brulee as well. But right, there's the lemon zest done. I don't really know, I can't really get much more off that. I mean, worry is, looking at this, it's quite a big lemon, but I just hope we can taste it in the final cake. You should be able to. Right, instructions. So, zest of 1 lemon. So we're adding juice to the. Oh, that's okay then. So we're adding juice to the topping later on. So you know, like they put the drizzle on the top. So that's what we've got up to now. Baking powder's gone in while I turned the camera off and I was melting the butter. Beat the eggs together with the flour, the caster sugar. Okay. So the eggs are going in. Eggs are in. Add the butter in. I hope that's alright. I mean, it's certainly softened, so it's not like I'm cutting corners. Now it says beat together. I'm going to use a spatula and see what happens. Right, so here's the mixture. Sorry about the lighting, I've only got this one underneath. I could put this one on, but if that's any better for you. But there we go, we've got the mixture. It says mix until smooth, it's not looking too bad now. Remember, in this we've got the sugar, the flour, the baking powder, the lemon, the 3 eggs. I'm going to tip it into this. Actually, I'll do that on camera because it's worth watching. I'm usually quite messy. The oven's preheated to gas 4. It does say bake for 40 minutes. I'm assuming that's going to be on the middle shelf. So I've lowered the shelving down. If you put that on the top, it'll be cremated in about 20 minutes. And it won't be fit for anything other than the bin. So I'm going to get this mixture spooned in. It's as smooth as we can get it, really. I'm not using a whisk because I don't know if any of you guys know, when you use a whisk, I find half of your mixture gets stuck in the whisk itself and you end up losing the majority of what you've made. So I'm going to tip this in. Quite heavy-handed, Paris will back that up. So I don't really trust myself to not throw this all over the place. Instead of taking me time, I tend to rush with everything. You want to see me off camera getting all this prepped, I was like pulling my hair out. I don't know why, it's not like I've got it doing. Just take your time. I've already missed the tray there, like you can see it. Absolute idiot. Right, I'm going to get this levelled off and made look more presentable and I'll be back with you. Right, so it's in the tin. I've got to say that was the simplest thing I've ever made. I mean, you've seen it yourself. I just mixed the ingredients together after weighing them out and put them in here. Give it a little bang down to level it out. I'm going to put that in the oven, wash down, and then I'll be back with you in about 30 to 40 minutes. And actually no, I'll be back with you before because I've got to make the drizzle for the top. It says add the drizzle over the top while the cake's still warm. So I'm going to get this in the oven. Right, let's get this in the oven. I'll see you in 40 minutes. Right, so I've hit a bit of a pickle. I've washed up and stuff and I'm just reading the ingredients for the topping for the drizzle. It says Mary Berry used 100 grams of granulated sugar and the juice from 1 lemon, but the person doing the article, which I thought was Mary Berry, did 4 tablespoons of icing sugar, juice from half a lemon and the zest of 1 lemon. So I don't really know what to do. I feel like icing sugar would be better than granulated sugar. Well then, I think it would dissolve with the lemon juice anyway, so it wouldn't be like, you know, bitty. So I'm going to go with what Mary Berry does. I'm going to do 100 grams of granulated sugar. I've only got caster sugar, so that'll probably have to do. And the juice from 1 lemon, and hopefully it turns out okay. But yeah, Let's make that, eh, shall we? So we need 100 grams of sugar. There's a lot of sugar gone in this. Your dentist wouldn't be happy, put it that way. 89, 96, 100 grams, perfect. Right, let me get my chopping board and knife. Half the lemon. Just hope this is enough juice. It should be, looking at it. It's going to be very lemony, but I guess it is a lemon drizzle cake, so I wouldn't expect anything else. Try not to get any of the pips in it. One pip's made it through, but never mind. This is going to be so lemony. Right, let's mix. I can't get this pip out. Right. Let's mix this up and see. Oh, actually, that looks pretty good. There we go. And that's the drizzle for the top. Done. It's a very simple recipe this, if any of you wanted to try it at home. I mean, I say I'll put the link in the description, but I'll probably forget. But just type in on Google Mary Berry's lemon drizzle cake and it'll come up with the recipe. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I didn't try on its own because it is just pure sugar. But when that's done, I'll put that over the top and leave it to settle. And hopefully it turns out okay. So you'll next see me now when the cake is done. So just a little side clip while the cake is in the oven baking. I was going to get all the vegetables prepped for the lasagna, which will be following this in the same video. It's a lot of cooking, so if you're not into your cooking, you're probably not going to like this, but I'm not really doing anything else today. So, but please let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this video. Is it boring? Is it entertaining? Is it funny to watch me blooming cooking away? I don't know. But yeah, it's well out of my comfort zone vlogging on my own, whether I'm in the house or not, no one's around. It's strange. I'm used to Paris taking control of the camera and me just being the sidekick. But like I said, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, and you never know, going forward maybe we'll do more stuff like this. I know Paris always does the odd, well, I say always does the odd video where she's solo vlogging when I'm away golfing or whatever. She's a lot more confident on camera than I am. I never in a million years ever expect me to do something like this. So, and while it might not be a big deal to most, you guys go and pull the camera out and put it on yourself and see if you know what to say. It's quite difficult. But yeah, we've got about half an hour left on the cake, and then I'm going to put the drizzle on. I did taste it, by the way. It's very lemony, but that's to be expected. It's got like a whole juice of a lemon in it. Yeah, and then it'll be onto the lasagna. I know soon enough someone's little nose is going to pick up when she starts smelling lemon cake cooking. Especially lasagna, aren't you, dog? Say hello. Yeah, I just interrupted her sleep, but the smell of cake soon enough. She would have been awake anyway, wouldn't you, girl? You get some sleep. Right, so there's a little bit longer left on the cake. I've checked it and it's still a little bit wobbly in the middle, even though it's had 40 minutes, so maybe it did need to be up a bit higher on the shelf. So I've covered it with foil because it's gone a bit golden on the top. It's a nice colour, but I've covered it with foil and raised the shelf up. And the reason I've done that is I don't want it to colour anymore on the top, but I want it to continue to cook, so that it's cooked through. So meanwhile, while that's doing, I'm going to prepare the vegetables for the base of the lasagna. So we've got one onion, which I need to finely chop chopped carrot, some finely chopped celery, and 4 cloves of garlic. So I'm going to crack on with that now, and I'll put a time lapse in for you guys. Right guys, so there we've got the base for our bolognese slash ragu sauce. Carrots, onions and celery sticks. I'm now going to chop the garlic, get the pork and beef mince out of the fridge, and then we can carry on. I've just checked the cake again, it's still not quite there, so I definitely should have put it higher up on a lower heat, but the recipe didn't state what shelf to put it on, so but it's almost done. So yeah, there's the veggies done, and we'll move on to the garlic now. So that's the garlic done, guys. I just upon opening up the garlic, like the big bulb of garlic, I think I've picked up like a smoked one, and you know what, it smells absolutely incredible. Top tip though, get yourself one of these microplanes or little micro graters for your garlic if you can't be bothered chopping it, and it really just takes it down to, sorry about the autofocus, to hardly anything. So that's the fiddly bit done. It does make everything smell though, so but yeah, it smells like a smoked garlic. It was just loose, so I've not actually read up on it, but I know you can get that, but it smells really good anyway. I've put some oil in the pan. I'm going to get the meat out, and I'm going to take it off this tripod, and then the next I'll show you will be intermittently in between the cooking process, and I will talk you through what I do personally. Everyone cooks this kind of thing differently, but I will explain my method shortly. Sorry for just the zoom in, by the way. Right, so finally back on the handheld tripod. This thing is an absolute nightmare to use, especially when you're cooking, so props to everyone on TikTok and YouTube that does cooking vlogs using a tripod. It's just an absolute pain. Here's a look at the cake. I think we can all agree it's looking pretty good. I'm going to put the icing over it in a second, which I will show you. I've put some oil in the pan, good olive oil. You do need a lot, don't be put off by this. You need a lot. You want to really cook these veggies down on a low heat. You want them almost translucent, which I will show you when the time comes. I'm going to get this, sorry, this vlog's all over the place, isn't it? I don't really know what I'm doing from one minute to the next, so I'm going to drizzle some of this onto this, and we'll see how it looks. Hopefully not too bad. It's looking, I hope it's nice and soft in the middle, but yeah, I'll be back with you in a second. I'm just going to add this on and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so the lemon drizzle has gone over the top, and now I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to leave that to cool and settle up, and hopefully it turns out okay. It looks good. It looks really good actually. But yeah, so that's done. That can stay to one side. We'll probably try a slice of that. We'll get Paris's review and my review a little later on in the vlog before we end. But for now, I'm going to get this thing going. I'm making the white sauce myself. I'm making the pasta sauce myself and tin tomatoes, as you can tell. So I don't really do things by halves. The only thing I'm not doing is making the pasta myself, because I'll be honest, I've made pasta before, and while it turns out okay, you're just creating more hassle for yourself, and it's nice to say that you've done it, but for me personally, I think ready bought pasta does the job just as well. Same goes for pastry, you know, puff pastry or short crust pastry. you're just creating more work for yourself, and ultimately, you know, the ready-made stuff's just as good. So right, I'm gonna get this pan on the go and get these vegetables in. Now, I'm not following a recipe for this in particular because I know how to make it, but just to refresh my mind, I did double check one, and it did tell me to make the bechamel sauce first and then set it to one side for an hour to infuse. I'm not going to do that. I want the meat sauce cooking away for a good hour or two, so I can do the bechamel while that's cooking and set it aside afterwards. So first thing you want to do is get, this is where it's going to become difficult trying to do this with one hand, but veggies are in, and now we'll sweat them down for about 15 to 20 minutes until they become translucent and let off all the flavour. As you can see, some of them aren't perfect. There's still a couple of big chunks where the knife didn't quite go through. I did sharpen the knife yesterday, but you know what? It's home cooking, isn't it? We're not in a professional kitchen. I'm going to cook these down for 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll get back to you and show you how they should look. They should be like translucent. That's when they'll give off the best flavour. Right guys, so as you can see, the veg is still cooking down. It's been about 10 minutes since I last recorded. This is still sweating down nicely. You can see there's no colour, it's just kind of going translucent colour. Don't know if it catches on camera as well as it does in person, but the onions are softening, the carrots are softening, and they're going like a translucent. While that was doing, I said I was going to do the bechamel later, but I finally sliced an onion. I've put in 3 bay leaves and 1.5 litres of whole milk. You're meant to really add some cloves to this, but we don't have any. So yeah, I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to let this cook for an hour. Sorry, let this boil for a little bit and then turn it off and leave it to sit for an hour and flavour. Right, we're back. I had to have a quick battery change. So there's the veggies done. We've got the pork mince and beef ready to go into the pan. I'm just getting the pan up to temperature. This you want to fry off until it's brown and all the fat and water's evaporated from it. The brownness is more flavour. The bechamel sauce is coming up to temperature. So once that's nearly done, once that's boiling, we'll turn it off and leave it to infuse for an hour. Then we've got to sieve it and keep the liquid to one side, add some butter to the pan, add X amount of flour, I'm not sure how much yet, and then make like a roux, which is flour and butter mixture, and it'll form like a ball in the pan, and then you slowly start adding this flavoured milk back to it, and it makes a bechamel sauce, which we then use to layer up the lasagna at the end. So I'm going to get this meat frying, and I'll give you an update shortly. So the beef and pork mince is frying away nicely. I made a quick sandwich because I'm absolutely starving, and my bechamel sauce mixture overflowed. It's okay though, but yeah, that proves, doesn't it? Don't turn away when you're cooking. Don't get otherwise occupied. But I'll be back with you once I've cleaned this down. Absolute nightmare. In relation to the pork mince and beef, you want to get it down, break it all down into the smallest pieces you can, and you want it to start frying. See all the liquid at the minute and fat? You want it to render down and start frying and go brown, and then we'll add this back into it with the garlic, and then we'll start adding all the herbs and what we need and the tomato sauce, and then we leave it to simmer. See this? Lovely. Right, I've cleaned up, and as you can see, the mince is starting to colour. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give it another minute. I'm going to add the veg back in, the garlic back in, sorry, the garlic in, I haven't added it yet. Cook it off for a minute, add some tomato puree, and then start adding the herbs, the chopped tomatoes, the beef stock, and then put the lid on and let it simmer away for a good hour or two. And then, yeah, this is still infusing here. It actually smells incredible. Remember, we've got 3 bay leaves, 1 sliced white onion, they're not cloves, they're peppercorns. I added them in off my own back, and obviously the milk. So that's infusing away nicely. So we're on track for what should hopefully be quite a nice lasagna. Right guys, so the mince is done, browned nicely. Should be plenty of flavour in there. Now we're going to add in our veg mix back into it. and cook off our garlic for about a minute until it becomes like fragrant and you can really start to smell it. It's going to start to smell incredible in here now. And I know that as soon as Paris walks in, it's currently 2:20. She finishes about 3:15 when schools close. Should be home about 4:25. As soon as she walks in, she's going to say, "Oh, it smells incredible." She always does. So I'll let that cook down. Back in a second. I'm just going to get the tomato puree out. I'll let that keep cooking down. I did add a little bit of nutmeg to the bechamel off camera. The recipe for the bechamel, I did follow a recipe for it because it's not something I'm used to making. I know how to make a basic one, but I think this one will be a lot more flavour with adding the sliced onion, something I've never actually done. I've wondered actually in the past, it's probably the reason why when I did make one once before, it was really bland. It was just butter, flour, and that was it. Yeah, it was very boring. I mean, that is a basic one and you can do that. You rely on the rest of the recipe to create more flavour, but so let's add, you can really smell that garlic now. Let's add this. At this stage you want a low heat, you don't want to be frying it anymore. We'll put the heat back up once we add the tin tomatoes and stuff to it, and that will basically then bring it up to a boil again. So let me show you this now. So we got the tomato puree in, let that cook down. If you don't cook that down, it'll leave like a bitter taste to the sauce. So always cook down your tomato paste for at least a minute or two. Same with the garlic, same with the herbs when we add the herbs in. Just cook them out for a minute, let them flavour everything. This smells incredible, this. Honestly, you need to really take your time when you make it. Don't rush this. I've been victim before to rushing these kind of things. And it's okay to do if you're in a real rush, but today, I've got no excuse. I'm in no hurry. I want to make something that tastes incredible. It's going to last us for a couple of meals, this lasagna, because it's only for me and Paris. I've got this dish to fill. I've got 2 tins of tomatoes to go in. Herbs, I'm just going to eyeball them. Bay leaves to go in, and I believe if you add a little bit of milk, something that I've learned over the years, if you add some milk to the sauce, to this sauce, it seems to tenderise the meat even further. Do a bit of research online, you'll see that it's actually true. So yeah, that works out quite well. So we're going to leave that to cook down a little bit further. I'm going to add in. Actually, I'm going to add in. I'm going to add in the herbs. So a little rosemary. I would rather have fresh, but this stuff will do. Some thyme. Again, let them cook down for a moment. Now, I'm not going to season it just yet. I will season it at the end, so when the sauce is almost done, I'll add the salt and pepper then and see where it's all at. If you season it now, I don't know, I'm not a big fan. I'd rather do it like that. Oh my god, the smell is incredible. Knorr beef stock pot. I swear by these, they're absolutely fantastic. What I may do as well is just boil the kettle up and just add a little bit of water, just see how much liquid there is once this 2 tins of tomatoes have been added. So I've just added a splash of warm water just to rinse out these tins and get any leftover juice. I've added 200ml of milk, whole milk. Use whatever milk you like, but we had whole, so that's what I've gone for. I bought whole for that, for the bechamel. I'm going to put that on a low heat. Where's the lid? I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to forget about it for an hour. I recommend adding a little bit of water or some extra liquid on top of the tomatoes, because anything that does evaporate, it might cause the liquid to become too thick and it might burn to the bottom of the pan. So that now is just on a very low simmer. I might even move it to the back. I'm going to have a clean down. This is doing absolutely no harm, just simmering away. Flavouring itself. The heat's been turned off for a little bit. Doesn't matter if it goes cold. So yeah, I'm going to have a clean down. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's left to do. I've got to make the bechamel sauce and then, got to make the bechamel sauce and then I can start building the lasagna up and it can go into the oven. I do have to have parmesan at some stage. I'm not sure if that's at the top of the lasagna or I can add a little bit to the sauce. I can wing it, I'll decide later on. But yeah, I'm gonna go and sit outside for half an hour and cool down because I've been in this kitchen now for over an hour making the loaf cake. Well, actually probably longer. Yeah, here's another look at the cake actually. I've just put it to one side just to cool. But yeah, it's looking fantastic. I'm looking forward to trying that later. Remember, our first reviews will be on camera. And we'll see. Paris is the real critical judge, so if she says that she doesn't like it, then it must be bad. She'll always be honest, even with me. So, and if any of you have met her, you'll know that she is always very honest. But yeah, I'm going to get cleaned down and I will report back when I'm building the lasagna. So I've just lifted the lid on the meat sauce and I'm just giving it another 30 minutes, 40 minutes uncovered just to thicken up. And the house smells incredible. I'll give you a little look actually. Just been in the garden playing with this one. I've just got her some water so she can rehydrate, but there we go. I'm just going to let that thicken up now. This is still sat here. That smells incredible, by the way. Yeah, and then soon enough we'll be building. I was going to soak these, but I did a little bit of research online and apparently they should be fine just to put in as they are. I think maybe the first time I ever made a lasagna many years ago, I probably didn't cook it long enough and these were quite chewy. But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going to leave this for a little bit longer and then we'll start building the lasagna. Right, so it's been about half an hour or so since I lifted the lid. I figured I need to taste it and see if it needs any seasoning and whatnot. So I'm gonna get some sauce. It needs to cool down a bit though. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. Give it a mix up. It's really starting to thicken up nicely. This is going to be really good. I'll remove the bay leaves shortly. Right, let me try it again. I don't know whether you can see me here, but that is absolutely gorgeous. That is absolutely delicious. That's going to be gorgeous made into a lasagna, which is just as well because that's what we're making. I'm going to give that another 10 minutes. I'm going to turn the heat up a touch. Another 10 minutes, shut it off, and then we're going to get on with making the bechamel sauce. I want to be looking at getting this thing in the oven for 4:45, 5 o'clock, something like that. It takes about an hour, so yeah, I've got to say, I've made a couple of bolognese sauces, which is essentially what this is. That is stunning. Definitely add the milk. 200 mils of milk seems like a lot, but as you can tell, it's not darkened the sauce down at all, but it really has made the meat more soft. It's really good. Really nice. Right, so I'm going to leave this a little bit longer. I'm going to get this drained off. Paris should be home shortly, so she'll be able to take the camera off me and film me doing what we need to do. I'll get her to film me building it into the dish. I have got a different dish than the original one, which was just there. Gone for a bit of a bigger one. So yeah. So I'm just taking the bay leaves out of the sauce. They've now done their job flavouring it all. That's ready to go. I've weighed out 100 grams of butter, 100 grams of flour. I need to get this strained, and then we will be ready to get the bechamel sauce cooking away. get the dish built and get it in the oven. Darcy's enjoying the sun that keeps coming and going, but I can tell you we've had the worst June and July that I've ever known. It's just been rubbish. Last week was gorgeous and yesterday it just rained all day. Oh, you can't win. I didn't think I'd be cooking. Last week we were having barbecues, now I'm making kind of winter food, you know. Never mind. Right, I think I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to just keep it ticking away just while I get this strained. I'm not going to be able to film this because it's probably going to go everywhere if I don't concentrate. So yeah, I'm going to get this strained out, clean this pan down and show you how to make a bechamel sauce. So we've got a litre and a little bit of bechamel, of infused milk, sorry. I'm just trying to clean the pan out because it's full of milk from when it boiled over. And then we're going to melt the butter down, make the roux by adding the flour, start adding the milk. We've got a bechamel sauce. Yeah. Right, time to make the bechamel sauce. Now this is where it could get interesting because I've got one hand free. I was going to wait for Paris as she's nearly home, but never mind. So 100 grams of butter in. What I want to do is just melt this down. Oh, sorry Darcy. Just melt this down. It looks like a lot of butter, but trust me, it all comes together. Watch yourself, girl. Excuse me. Excuse me, she's standing by the oven because it's warm. We've got our flour ready to go. And our flavoured milk. We'll add this first, and then we'll add this little bit by bit. And what we want to do is once we do add the flour to this butter mixture, cook it off for at least 2 minutes just to take the taste of the flour away. If you don't do that, it's not pleasant. So yeah, cook this down. Look at that.
It smells fantastic.
Here she is. Teacher returns. Darcy's
Yes.
happy to see her. Had a good day?
Yeah, I am.
Come and say hello, Darcy. I'm glad you're here because I need your help.
Oh,
Follow me.
what have you done?
Right, I'm going to pass you back over to Paris because
Let me wash my hands first.
the natural vlogger. Oh. Can you see all right? Cool. So 100 grams of butter and 100 grams of flour have gone in. You've got to cook this down for about 2 minutes. Just come over and show them inside. It's going to go like this. Keep it on a low heat. Don't fret over it. It's not, you know, it's meant to do that. It'll make like a paste. And just let that flour cook down. If you don't let the flour cook down, it will taste dreadful. Smell that milk, Paris?
Which one?
I've liked both. I've kind of flavoured it with smells. Smells lovely.
Just milk stinks, doesn't it?
No, because it's had onions in it and nutmeg. And... How's school been?
Yeah, they're not been too
You can go on camera if you want for a minute while this cooks down.
It's alright. Not been too bad.
Right, so this is cooked off. Just looks like a paste at the minute. So what we do now is just bring the heat back up to medium and just slowly add this in bit by bit, and it will. It's not easy pouring it in out of one of these.
All over the oven.
I've already
Yep.
had that happen.
No, you've already done it.
I've cleaned it once.
I mean, you could have used a pouring thing.
Well, that's full, so
Use a cup.
so yeah, keep stirring it, and it will keep coming back to that same paste, but over time after cooking it out. See, look at that now. And everyone will be like, oh, because the first time I ever made this, I panicked and I thought, oh my god, why does it look like that? It looks like mashed potato.
Do you know what it looks like? Play-Doh.
Play-Doh, yeah. I'll add the rest of that just to save the messing about with it going everywhere. We'll cook the rest of that down. Now, by all accounts, this ratio of 1.5 litres of milk to 100 gram butter and 100 grams of flour should be the perfect. I did follow a recipe for the bechamel because I don't often make it.
Should be the perfect consistency.
Should be the perfect amount. for the right consistency sauce. And then the oven's preheated to gas mark 4. It's going to take at least an hour. So we can then start building it all.
You can start building it all.
Yeah, but you'll be filming because I've had enough. I've had enough of that tripod today. So I'll carry on doing this and then I'll come back to you when the sauce is made.
Yes.
But if you can see it at the minute,
Let's zoom in.
just took on the rest of that milk and then we've still got a litre to make. So it will continue to do this. So you can see here we've got at least half left of the milk that we flavoured earlier on. And now it's just starting to make this nice sauce. It's still quite thick. You can make it to the consistency you want, really. I think a bechamel sauce for like a lasagna is supposed to be really thick, but I don't like it too thick personally, but at the same time you don't want it really runny. And you can continue to cook it out. If you add too much milk, just keep cooking it out and it will thicken up. But it smells absolutely incredible. But yeah, we'll keep adding this and we'll get back to you in a sec.
Ooh, nice.
So as you can see, it took all of the milk and it's like the perfect consistency to spread over the lasagna. So I think we're going to start building it. I've just added a touch of pepper and I've tasted it and I can't believe I made that, to be honest. I mean, it's just a bechamel sauce, it's not difficult to make, but it tastes fantastic. It tastes really nice.
Keeps trying to egg me. He keeps going, Paris, try it, and I'm like, no.
She's still there going, I'm starving,
so I want it all
try
together.
A little bit of sauce, which you want. I'll guarantee you now that I've tasted that and that. Alright, that's just past it. This will be the nicest lasagna you've ever had in your life.
But I'm dead annoyed with him, guys. I bought him this here. An apron that says Chef Dad on it. He's not even wearing it. I went, where's your apron? And he's like, oh, I don't know. It's not even on, so.
This is a hoodie that I took out the wash bag because I knew I'm going to be cooking. And when you're making like onion and everything, you stink, don't you? And garlic.
That's
so I just threw this on.
But guys, obviously, if you're doing like this vlog, do comment below as well what your favourite part was. Obviously, I've not seen it. It's all new to me that Dan's done this. So yeah, I'm gonna get him building his lasagna now. So first off, Dan, what do we start with?
I think meat sauce on the bottom.
He doesn't even know.
Oh, hang on a minute. No, we need to stop.
What do you? Why?
I need Parmesan because
Parmesan.
Yeah, the most expensive cheese on the planet.
Most expensive yet smelly cheese. Also, guys, we have got our obviously fridge magnet display. If you're wondering why the fridge looks insane.
You've seen it all day. Doesn't matter.
So we've got the bechamel. We've got the meat. We've got the pasta.
Should I just grate this on bit by bit?
Yeah, and then we've got Dan grating cheese. So we'll come back to you when he starts building the lasagna.
Right.
Oh, are you going to build it now?
I'm ready.
Okay, never mind. He's already ready.
We'll go
Meat.
a layer of meat on the bottom. I'm no expert. This is the second time I've ever made lasagna. I think then you go with your sheets down. One sheet.
Does plenty.
If you know the job. Yeah. And then I think
Isn't it bechamel?
it's bechamel, but I've only got the one spoon, so.
Oh no, you have to find another spoon because you're gonna then make it a mess.
Hang on.
We have got another somewhere.
I've got a ladle.
A ladle will be fine. I'll find it. I'll come back to you when I've found it, guys. Dan then found the ladle.
So,
Try not to dribble it.
a ladle of sauce. Over the top. I'm not really sure how much is too much and how much is not enough. I don't know. So, we'll spread it out over the top. And then we're going to add some Parmesan to the top of that.
It's gonna be nice and cheesy. I love cheese.
And then we're going to repeat the process and we will come back to you
When we've got a full-blown lasagna.
when it's built. So the building of the lasagna is done. I think we got about 5 layers out of it.
So many layers.
I got a bit worried towards the end with the bechamel because you've got to finish with a layer of bechamel on the top, and we just about had enough.
Can I just say something for the vlog though? Guys, if you know this quote, what's it from? Onions have layers. What's it from, Dan?
Even I don't know.
It's from Shrek.
Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, so the lasagna's done. The oven is preheated to gas 4. There's parmesan everywhere. There's a bit of parmesan left. We've used half a block. But yeah, we've got a load of layers of pasta, meat sauce and everything. The top layer was pasta sheets, bechamel and parmesan. So it's going to go in the oven now for up to an hour on gas mark 4. And then the next shot you see will be it bubbling away and hopefully golden brown on top.
But first, guys, if you do like these Scran with Dan videos, obviously it's his first time. If you haven't already as well, go to his Instagram page. It's Scran with Dan. You'll see some top quality pictures of the food that he does cook. But
including this one.
Yeah,
I have already
including
mentioned Scran with Dan and I've told people to subscribe.
But I will put a link in the description below. But I will be going back to my my job, what I do. What do I do? Scran with Dan cooks. What do I do?
You do live streaming and day in the lives.
And I no.
Let me get this in you.
No, you do Scran with Dan, and I clean. I wash the pots. Dan cooks.
I've been washing all day.
But yeah, so we'll come back to you when it's bubbling away and looking nice and crisp. Oh, it smells amazing. Woo-hoo. So that's the lasagna, as you've just seen. Dan's now said it's got to sit and rest. Also, yes, I have got my dressing gown on. Yes, it is July, but yes, it is also freezing in the UK. What are you doing now, Dan?
Put some more parmesan on top. Let it rest.
Okay. And the garlic bread's in the
garlic bread's in the oven.
Which he hasn't made.
Somehow I've got to get this out. No, I'm not making garlic bread.
But he's just topping it off with a little bit of Parmigiano, feet smelling cheese. And then what? We just got to sit, wait for it, and then it's tasty.
The longer you leave it to rest, the more it will hold together to try and lift out. If you try and tuck that out of there now, it will just fall apart.
Be slop.
And you want to portion it off into squares. We only need a small piece. We've got lemon cake.
That we do. So we'll leave it there.
Good in here, though,
we'll leave it there until everything's done, and we'll come back when we are tasting it.
So it's come out absolutely perfect. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's one thing I'm happy with is it's held its shape. Look at all them layers. I'm really happy with it. And that's it. Tea is served. Excited, Paris?
Yeah, but we've got the garlic bread.
Yeah, we've got...
Zoom right in on my face.
We have got a garlic bread that I picked up for 34p. It was in the reduced section, so we're having that. And as you can tell, we've got at least a couple more meals left out of that, which can be stored in the fridge. So, yeah. That is one of the reasons why you let it rest once you take it out the oven, because it comes apart then nicely, and you don't want your sauce too liquidy. Like, that is perfect. I'm really happy with that.
Time.
Taste test once we sit down, yeah? See what you...
So I'm going to let the chef taste his own
I can't. You
meal.
just need to see it from that angle.
So good.
The way it's held together, like that. But you can make it look good all you like, but if it tastes like crap, pardon my language, if it tastes like rubbish, then what? It's not good, is it? Well, I'm gonna try it, and I'm saying nothing because I have tasted the sauce originally because I made it.
Yeah, but you've not had it all together.
I know, but.
He knows because he's smirking.
I can say what I want because I made it.
But I'm the, is that even on me or are you facing
on there,
down?
A little salad as well.
Lead side salad. Smells good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Out of 10?
Solid. 9.5.
Good, I'll take that. Right.
You know what? I'll make it a 10.
No.
A little bit more cheese on top. Cheese for you.
We've used a bloody load of parmesan. So we're going to get stuck into this. If we don't eat all this, it doesn't matter. It was 34p in the reduced section, so I just picked it up. And then we'll be back with you for lemon drizzle cake review. So enjoy.
Empty plates all around.
That was...
Does So it's his own
there's the
cooking
nicest
as well.
lasagna I've had. Now, we went to Italy, didn't we? And I had a lasagna in one of the restaurants, so now you could argue you went to the wrong restaurant.
I mean,
the lasagna we know. I think a lot of the Italian culture when they're cooking, they don't actually add as much garlic as the Brits do.
no, we love our garlic.
I didn't think the lasagna out there was all that I had. That was the nicest lasagna I've ever had.
It was great.
Hands down. I would change one thing.
There we go. I'm gonna say, what would you change?
I think I did too many layers of lasagna. I would rather have knocked it down by 2 layers and used more meat and bechamel to make distinguishable layers in between the sheets.
Still fit.
That makes sense. But in terms of taste, I couldn't fault that at all.
Nope.
I couldn't fault it. And I'm not just saying it because I cooked it. It was perfect.
Everything has genuinely been demolished. So now what's it time for?
Time to get this washed.
And then what?
And have a minute. And I'm going to cut into the loaf cake, the lemon drizzle cake, and try a slice of that.
Yes,
and hopefully that's just as good. I'm confident when it comes to me cooking of like savoury dishes, but in terms of, I mean, I followed
baking. You've done some good baking, and you know you have.
Yeah. Well, we'll
right,
see.
We'll be the judge of that. So what's it time for, Dan?
Time for our dessert.
Woohoo!
I must admit, the lemon cake, I mean, it's going to come out the tin with ease because it was in a loaf tin liner. But it looks really well, look at it. I'm really happy with that. Now, like I say, I don't hold my baking up to much. So it can look as good as it wants, but it's got to taste good as well.
Right, we'll get it cut then. Don't do me a massive slab because I'm absolutely stuffed.
Would you like an end?
No, a middle. Please. The dog's looking forward to something.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Say when.
That'll do.
There, yeah?
Yeah.
Look at that. I am so happy with that. Do you know what? Even if it doesn't taste good, it looks fantastic. And for me, for someone who doesn't really enjoy baking, I'm quite proud of myself there. I think juggling the camera today, obviously for my first time vlogging, with the tripod balanced on different levels on the worktop while trying to follow, I mean that was very easy to make. Following a recipe for that, yeah. I'm really happy with that. I need to take a picture of that. Remember, go and follow Scram with Dan on Instagram if you don't already.
I'll post his little thing here for you.
You'll see some more in-depth photos of these over on my Instagram, so go and follow me.
Whoop whoop.
So as you've just seen, we've just cut a piece. I've got the end, Paris has got the middle. Now, one thing I will say, and I'm going into depth here, to most people it's just cooking, but I love it.
Bacon.
It's moist. People don't like that word. And I couldn't smell it initially, but having cut it open, you can really smell the lemon. Oh, I'm so excited.
Right, come on.
Am I going on there?
Yeah. He's happy again.
Yeah, that's good.
It's very zesty, as we like to say.
It's lemony, but it's not overkill. I do want to have a bite of your one though, just because yours isn't
the end.
I'm going to really enjoy a piece of this tomorrow with a coffee. And you guys seen my coffee machine this morning, earlier in the vlog.
By any chance, can I ask you a question? So we've been watching Night Strider and their Florida vlogs. Has the lemon loaf cake sort of inspired you to make it?
I don't think so, but it must have sat with me.
Must have been.
For me to just come out.
Because you've never thought of doing that. You've normally thought of doing like a cheesecake or like brownies.
I just wanted to do something different. Now, one thing I've always wanted to make actually before Paris tries this is banana bread. And now as I've got a loaf tin, there's a good chance that could be the next thing that I make. Now, Paris isn't a massive sweet. She's more savoury. So this will be interesting.
Smells good. Really good. Ooh. You know when it makes your jaw tingle?
Yeah. Is it good? I mean, it matches up to
oh my god, yeah.
the taste. Right. Try that end, because the end bit is quite nice underneath. It's got more of like a crunch to it.
Okay.
I do think this will be the better piece though.
I don't know, you know.
Isn't that better?
Mm. I like the end. Which one do you like?
All of it's good. I think I don't know. I don't think I could change anything.
No.
I think that'd be nice with a blob of vanilla ice cream or something.
Oh, we've got chocolate in the
I
freezer.
don't want that. I think it'll ruin it with chocolate. That's very good. That's going to go down extremely well with the coffee.
It is going to go down extremely well.
Throughout this vlog, which Paris will be editing, she's like the chief editor. She's rapid at it. I do one or two, but she is quick. I have said numerous times I will link links in the description below.
I'll link
if you want the recipe for this, I did say it's Mary Berry's lemon drizzle cake recipe. We can link it below. If it's there, we've remembered. If it's not, I'm sorry, but I'm telling you what to search, so you should find it. But this is fantastic.
It is really, really good. Anything else you want to say to the channel, or should we wrap it up here? Or?
We can wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I feel like in my head, like it might have been a bit all over. I'm sure you can forgive me. It's the first time vlogging without Paris around. If you like this, then let us know in the comments and stuff. If you like what you see, if you think the food looks good, remember, go and follow my Instagram, Scram with Dan. If you'd like to see more cooking videos, if you'd like to see us cooking together, we have said we're going to try and get going with more videos. We're not just a theme park channel.
We're a lifestyle channel. We're everything.
But
that's what
theme park's our life, so that's why we do that more than anything. So no, just please let me know if there's anything you'd change, any tips for
future vlogs or anything you want to see. But yeah, so that's been Dan's little solo daily vlog
I'll
today.
just say Paris will do a proper outro now, unlike my intro, which was...
I asked him and I said, how did you do your intro? And he just went, hello. I was like, oh, all right then. So guys, if you do like what you see, please do rate, comment or subscribe to the channel. It's Ginger and Brown on everything, minus TikTok, which is...
Scram it down. Ginger Brown 18.
Oh my gosh, you nearly forgot it already. So, obviously, all links are in the description below. Remember to also follow Dan's Instagram, Scram with Dan. Also our Instagram, Ginger and Brown. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next video.
Bye guys.
Bye.